Namaste everyone. My name is Vaishali Shah. You're welcome to our session on hinduscriptures.com Facebook page. You are also welcome on our YouTube channel Hindu Scriptures, where you will get to see this video tomorrow. This interview series is part of my book series, which is called Hindu Culture and Lifestyle. That's how it all started last year when I wanted to explore different topics of the book series with the respective scholars of that particular topic. So today we are very, very fortunate to have Praveen ji from London, who's going to talk to us about Agam, Shastra and their importance. Praveen ji, namaste, namaste. आपका बहुत
नमस्ते
बहुत स्वागत
वैशाली
है
जी। नमस्ते, धन्यवाद
जी
आपको और
जी
सारे दर्शकों को नमस्ते।
जी. Praveen ji, before we start our session, I want to request you to do a small prayer. That's our tradition. Which please, please.
ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। ॐ श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्रीपादवल्लभ लक्ष्मीनरसिंह सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुदत्तात्रेयाय नमः। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, Praveenji. So, before I start our session, I would like to read your introduction to our audience so that they know something more about you before we explore the topic. Acharya M Praveen Kumar ji was born in India in 1970, started teaching yoga in 1990, studied yoga, naturopathy, and Tattva Shastra and Agamas at Bhartiya Tattva Shastra Kalashala uh, in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, under the guidance of Pujya Tridandi Sriman Narayan Chinna
नजीव
Jiyar
स्वामी।
Swamiji, moved to UK in 2003 as Minister of Religion, served the community doing temple management and teaching yoga, and also published a book with title
Feast for
Acharyas
your soul. Feast for your soul.
Peace for your soul. Ji, Praveen ji, usually we start immediately our session, but I have to make few announcements because I keep getting some of weird requests on various platforms, to host certain people who are not from Vedic background or who are not into research of Vedic subjects. So I want to share this with our audience that this is this platform is purely about exploring various aspects of Vedic Shastra. It also includes our history, different kind of arts, and any kind of craft, any kind of performing arts which are famous in India. So if you want to suggest any of those kind of artists who are really renowned in their respective areas, you're welcome. You can please send this message directly on our messenger. But apart from that, if there is any anyone who's into political issues or into politics or into some sort of other social issues, I generally try to avoid, because this platform is purely about Vedic knowledge, because it is called hinduscriptures.com. My website is all about that. You will find anything and everything about India. We have more than 45,000 pages on the website, and we still adding content to the side. So we would like to stick to the main subject. So please, if you have anyone in your mind whom you want to suggest, you are welcome. But apart from any scholars or authors or who are not into this subject or who are not into promoting Indian culture directly, indirectly, I usually avoid. So please excuse me. So Praveen ji, please tell me something about yourself, your early life. How did you start?
Um, Thank you, Vaishalaji, for inviting me for this, discussion. First of all, let me congratulate you for developing such website and maintaining the thing. It's a great job you are doing. Uh, Congratulations on that, and I appreciate your efforts. Uh, it's a need of the day. And when it comes to myself getting into spiritual path, it's a long story. I'll make it short because I don't want to fill the time with my because to start with my childhood, the I believe in everybody gets their seeds, especially if you are from Bharat and from your childhood, you spent you with your grandparents and those olden days. I used to take my grandmother to temple every day for listening to Puranas, and there I had the seed of interest to learn about the uh, Indian Vedas, Vedangas. About that I heard there during at the age of 10. So that was the first seed, and then you get indulged in your education and all, you will lose the touch. That is naturally which happened. And again, when I was 18, one of my friend was attended a yoga course, and close friend of mine, he was ready to leave the home and go for to take the brahmachari. As a brahmachari, he wanted to serve. His parents called me and said, being you are the close friend, he will not listen to anybody, so why don't you guide him, convince him to not to go. He said only one thing: you do the courses I did, then you tell me to leave, I will leave. That is the agreement. So I had to do those courses. Then I became a yoga teacher before him. So I I have he was behind me after that. So this is how my journey started. So when I started yoga and I came across, the influence of these shat chakras in our body, and the bija mantras that are there, and having read about, heard about all this Shakti and everything, influence of mantra and everything in Puranic stories, and during childhood. So it aroused interest in me. So I want to know more, not like a just I listen, and many people will like listening to chants because it gives peace. So rather than just considering, you know, are you there still? Oh, yeah. Yeah. So sorry, I'm not able to get your voice.
I'm there. It's just
Ah,
sometimes, yeah.
yeah. So this is how my interest aroused, and then I started, you know, doing research, studying. So I thought rather than just reading books, that doesn't help, because you will find various books, vast number of books. Many authors put there may not be the authentic. So I found the discrepancies. Then I decided to go and attend a, authentic school, though it is not a long course. Luckily, Tridandi Srimanarayana Chinnajiya Swamiji have conducted one residential camp to give the introduction to Tattva Shastra and Agamas, where we went and stayed in the Veda Patshala there, and they have provided, introduction. It was not in-depth study, just introduction. Then after that, we have to pick out of our own interest. We have to do our research and studies. So during that uh, camp, I happened to learn about Shad Upanishads, and the Agamas, different Agama Shastras, and what is there in the Agamas, how it is going to helpful. So I have that helped me to know more about what is Agama and how important it is, and how it will influence our day-to-day life. And knowing all that, then it improved my quality of my prayers, how I perform, because I know the right way of doing it. And you will not imagine, among any Shastra, if there is a Shastra which has got a detailed description of each and every step, how you should sit, which side you should sit, and how many times you should go around the temple, everything so detailed guide it is. Agama Shastra is such a detailed text you won't find in many other areas. There will be gaps, but here there won't be many gaps. It's very, very detailed work. So like that, I started and did my progress in spiritual path, along with yoga and Vedanta study, as well as ritual side as well. I have learnt ways to perform our Dainik rituals, as well as Nitya and Naimittika pujas, how to do it. If not all, just what is required for my sadhana, I have learned.
That is very interesting. So, then how did you land in London? Why did you go there?
Uh, Good question. So, actually, one of my teachers who had contacts, who used to visit UK, he's a Jyotish Shastra. I learned Jyotish Shastra as well from a Raj Purohit of Himachal. Uh, so he was my student in yoga, and I am his student in uh, Jyotish Shastra. So after teaching, he asked me, I am ordering you as a guru. I want you to do me a favor. Go and work for, his friend is a trustee in one of the temples in UK, largest temple. So he was one of the trustees. So because of, on his request, he asked me, because I know management and have the introduction to Agama and yoga and everything. So I had to obey his order and come to UK to complete the Balaji temple project. So I was there with the temple for 4 years, completed the Pratishtapana, finished my promise to him, and then I moved on. On the demand of local community didn't allow me to go back to India, saying you have a lot of acharyas in India, so we need one here. So I couldn't, to their affection, I couldn't say no. I ended up continuing here. This is how.
That is very true. There are we really need the authentic scholars and those who come from traditional schools like you outside India as well, because we have many Western scholars, but they still have a lot to cover. They try to dig out a lot of information from our scriptures, but there is a lot to learn from the traditional schools. And as I understand that those who have gone to traditional schools, somehow they grasp it much faster, because the knowledge of Sanskrit and the way they follow Guru Shishya Parampara. So that traditional jitna bhi jo values hai and the way, the methods, I think those things are best learned by those who have gone to those schools. So today's topic is about Agam Shastra. Please tell us something about what is Agam Shastra for a layman in a very simpler language.
So, Agama means arrival. Literary meaning is arrival. I would say invocation. Agamas invoke the divine form into anything. I would say it need not be a specific, so they can invoke the form into anything. The divine form will be invoked into, like the deity, uh, which you are worshipping. Especially Agam Shastras are related to inculcating bhakti. So if there is no bhakti, you cannot invoke Lord. You cannot bring the, the form of God into the statue. I won't say statue, the deity. So after once the pratishtha is done, the deity is not, I won't even call deity, it's he himself. If you are invoking Rama, Vishnu, Shiva, Nrisimha, Durga, Lakshmi, whichever devata you are, invoking, that devata is in front of you. And in Agama Shastra, who can invoke? So for that, there's a lot of preparation for what kind of life they have to lead, and what rituals they have to perform, what are the acharana of the specific people who needs to do it. All those details are given in detail, but that is for the people who are doing it. But whereas for a common man, what I would say is Agama Shastra is the science. It's a combination of various aspects from the Nigamas and Agama. So the Vedas, so in Agama, all the mantras that are used are from the various Vedas. So it's not from single Veda. So they will be having from various Vedas, because each Veda covers different side of a different area. Like, so from that, each and every side of it, it is a culmination of all the gist of it, about the Devata, their Tattva, their Shakti, and their, form. All of them knowing, and with the help of these mantras, and in a specific, chandas and note, how to recite, all that been considered, extracted, and they are being put into practice. Like, before starting, they have to do the simple way of telling. I will take example of one ritual and how it is being done. Like, if we are doing a simple puja at home, so you start with the Ganta Nadham. Agamartantu Devanam, Gamanartantu Rakshasam, Kuru Gantaravam. So you start like that. So simple thing. So what you are doing here, cleansing the aura with all the negative thoughts you are giving, and saying that Bhagavan is going to be here. So all the negative thoughts, negative forces wade away from here. So like that, to start from that, and then you do the Pancha Tattva, which are their Shuddhi of that area by doing all the relevant mantra chanting and Kriya, as well as Anganyasa, Karanyasa, like that.
So for a layman, do I say that it is a scripture which talks about temple rituals and the practices, also as in apart from other topics? Is it true?
It is. Agamas is purely to give us not only about the temple rituals. It even tells us about Nitya Aradhana as well. So even at home, what we need to do, like it tells very in detail about how to place the patras, panchapatras, which you use for performing the ritual, and what all the required things, and how the asanas should be, and how you should perform the ritual, like doing sankalpa, and it's a combination. The Agama Shastra is the I would say it didn't get proper importance in our culture as well, I would say, because Agama Shastra only preserving several, Upangas and Vedangas in practice. Like if you say Jyotish Shastra, so from Jyotish Shastra, we take the Panchangam, And every
Hmm.
day we do the Panchanga Shravanam. If it is not continued by the Agama Shastra, then the importance of Jyotish Shastra couldn't have been that much, because over the period of time it could have deteriorated. And
Okay. How did these scriptures got developed? Any author, particular author? Do you think it was written by Vyasji? How did it come, and how authentic we have at this time? You know.
yeah, when it comes to, I would like to tell you there are different agamas. Okay, so these different agamas, like Vaishnava. In Vaishnava agama, you have, though scripturally they say there are 108 or many, but what we have is now, like, we have Pancharatram, Vaikanasam, and then Smartha also does the Vaishnava pujas, whereas the Smartha is the one where, like, earlier we had Shaiva, Shakteya, and the Vaishnava, main three groups. Like, before that we had, like, those who used to worship Aditya and Ganapatyam. In south we have separate agamas for them. Even for Kumara, for Shanmukha Kartikeya also there is a separate school of practice, though they were there. But when it comes to the mainly major practicing agamas now, I would say Pancharatram, Vaikanasam, and Madhvas also have a, with bit of a variance, they have a one. And then we have Shaiva Agama, and we have Shakteyam. So all these are like paramparagatam, they are coming. So they were not literally like written, many of them. I would say for paramparagatam it's coming as a flow. So, but normally we would say, many of the shastras, we want to, when we want to go to the root of it, if we don't know, what we will say is, many of them will be said like Lord Vishnu told, or Mata herself told, like Sri Lalita Mata herself given this how to do perform. So because these all are revelations, isn't it? So all the nigamas and agamas, they are all first initially, how do they know? They were passed on by the rishis, what they have practiced and proven that is right, and they have passed it on. So no one in olden days, no one used to take that importance, it's mine or I am doing it, because it's always that bhava was, it came from up, from the cosmos, which means the drashtas have seen that, rishis, and they have passed it on. They don't claim it as a
Their own. Yeah, that is
their
the
own.
beauty of our scriptures, that none of the rishis have ever claimed that they created. They have always said that we are the drashta and we got it through our meditation, or they somehow
Revealed.
they got, yeah, they got, yeah, it got revealed to them. And that is a beauty, because rest all other philosophies, they have always given their name that it is written by some humans, and
Yeah.
it is the creation of somebody's mind. Whereas we always say that rishis have seen it, and they have seen it as a drashta, bina drashta bhav. So that is always a beauty. So then, how these Agam Shastras were preserved? How do we get them today? Where are they preserved? Or do we have some, or do you know any the oldest copy kept somewhere? Or do you know any new version which are written by somebody?
No, all this, agama patashalas which are there, so they are uh, they are passing on. They learn from their, ancestors, and they are passing it on. So it's kept intact. It's kept intact within those schools. So because I had only introduction to this, because if I had to learn, I should have joined at the age of 8 and continued until, so which I haven't done. So I have done, but whereas I came to know about all these, and then started studying the thing. So like Pancharatra Agama, the schools, those who are practicing Pancharatra in all the temples, if you go to the Tirtha sthanas, like Tirumala, you go to Puri, Jagannath, and all these big pilgrim places. So they will have their own, their Pitadipatis will be there. There will be Pitas which will be managing and guiding these temples, what rituals to be done, how they should be done, and they have all these scriptures preserved and passing on to the next generations. So, like Veda Patashalas, they are preserving all these scriptures which they have received. So, in olden days, there were no books, but now we have a lot of written books. Like just I can show you for this is like Pancharatra, uh, which copy I have, and in Shakteyam, but these are not in English. So they all have the Vaikanasa Tilakam. Like it's a book which tells about Vaikanasa Agama Prarthana Vidhi. So all of them they are there available, but they are all in Sanskrit.
So
So
I think this is our issue, that because we don't learn Sanskrit and the common people are not learning Sanskrit in their school, we are not able to decode our scriptures. And even the common people are not able to understand even the small prayers, even the basic prayers are not understood by them because the Sanskrit is not part of our education system. So I think the whole idea of doing all this, interview series and whatever I'm doing, hoping and aiming that finally these scriptures become part of our mainstream education system one day, and we are able to learn them like any other, art subject or a commerce subject, however science subject. So I hope that happens. So now let's get into a little deeper level. How many agams are there? What do you think, how they are relevant in today's time, and what a common man has to know about it? Like if I have to tell somebody, because I'm very sure there are many people out there, millions of people, they don't know what is Agam Shastra is.
the, you know what Agama Shastra gives the clarity is nowadays with youngsters especially. The I will come to that after. I think I already mentioned the agamas, different agamas, but I will repeat it. So we have Vaishnava agamas, Shaiva agamas, Shakteya, and Smartha also is there. So Smartha covers all others. Smartha is the beauty of Smartha is after Adi Shankaracharya came, so he has brought in uniting all these different groups into one. He made this group where they will do Shaiva, Shakteya, Vaishnava, as well as Ganapatya, and then so Saurama, even Suryas, Aditya. So all these schools together. So this group they can perform the rituals of all. So not they are not limiting themselves to one school of practice. So like the Devata they follow. So it used to be like strictly. If I'm a Shaiva, I won't do pray any other god like. If I'm a Vaishnava, I don't do pray another god like that. That was creating the differences, dividing the society. So to bridge that gap, this effort was made during the Shankaracharya's period, and which it is continuing. As for those who are not specific, having their own, Ishtadaiva, so you can have an Ishtadaiva, still you can respect all
Worship
other
other
devatas.
devtas as well. Yeah, that is what I wanted to come to ask you, that if because I understand that we the agamas, you said they are basically different sampradayas which came out of from Kumar sampradaya, and then from there they have become a different sect, maybe in today's time we can say. Am I right? Am I, because I think even in Kumbh Mela, we have Vaishnav, acharyas, and then we have Shaiv acharyas.
Shaivacharyas, yeah.
Yeah, they come, they follow their own practice and their different timings and all. So that I have understood. My next question to you is, how this Agam Shastra is important to follow Dharmic life, because there are many millions of, we are still, I'm very happy to know after exploring that though we think in modern society that people don't know a lot about it, but there are millions of people who know about it and he who wants to know about it. So how we can make best use of it in our Dharmic life?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to make it clear how it is going to be useful to the current, generation. First of all, many people fall into the trap of people when they ask them, querying, oh, you are like blind believers. So you just you pray to monkey god, you pray to anything and everything. Yes, we are nature worshippers. We have seen the ability of, we have the ability to see the divinity in each and everything, and we got the ability to invoke the divine form into anything. That is done through the agama. So how,
Very well said. Very well said. Yeah.
so how we are doing that? Making any stone into a god and make that stone to give you the fruitful benefit of whatever which you make. So that is happening because when that pratishtha is being done, pratishtha kalpa, when the pratishtha kalpa is in, according to pratishtha kalpa, when the pratishtha is done, so all the kalas, all the strengths of the nature and the cosmos and the divinity are is being invoked into the person who is performing, and then transferred to the deity. So either he is making himself uh, capable of channeling the energy. So pratishtha who is doing that, acharya is doing it. So for him, he will purify himself, he will tune himself, and he will chant, tune with the divinity, and then invoke that divinity into the deity. So he is making him fit for doing that kriya. So all that rituals are there, which is not just eyewash. It is real. So people will be questioning because they don't know. Oh, they do something. So by doing these actions, so the anganyasa, karanyasa, and nyasa is very powerful. So through the nyasa, you bring that divinity into the a form. So even at our home, when we have a small prayer room, in that prayer room, we are based on our bhakti and the rituals you do it, you can invoke the divinity into your temple room, and then you will see the difference when you do it with pure bhakti. It is of course, it's a great skill, and which is a combination of several shastras, what the trained acharyas are performing this kriya. Without that also, with Bhagavan is very very simple. He's if you have simple bhakti with the bhava, he will come, he will be present. So we need to understand, it is not just something, it is true. Bhagavan can be in the form, whichever form you are worshipping, he is coming and standing there. That you, once you understand and develop that understanding, then anybody questioning, you would say, I'm not praying a stone or deity, I am with the God. So you don't understand. If you want to understand, you follow my way. So my example, I would say, when I went to my friend and asked, you stop it, he said, you follow my way. After that, you tell me. I got myself transformed. So, so I don't want to convert anybody, but I don't want to lose those who are born into, luckily, in our sampradaya, into Sanatana Dharma, should not be misguided and lost because of the simple questions, silly questions they ask, only because they never had an opportunity to know this, that he is real.
That is so, so true. Pravinji, I've realized this fact that even I'm not born, brought up into a family of spiritualism or religious this thing. We have our own Pushti Sampradaya, which we follow traditionally for maybe many, many generations. And it's been there for us, with us for a long time. We are fully followers of Krishna and Srinathji. We are the followers of Bhakti Marg. Now,
Okay.
as you mentioned that how bhakti. So how do we understand the relation between Agam Shastra and Bhakti? Because a lot of people think that Bhakti is a madness, is not scientific. There is no logic behind it. I personally know all my logic and I've got all the proofs, but I cannot share those things on this platform. So I would like you to answer it, that what is the correlation between Agam and Bhakti?
The Agama Shastra is the like fountain of from which you can take as much as bhakti you want, because the Agama Shastra, from the beginning to end, we are dealing with all the divinity. So in the beginning we start with the Panchabhutas and Panchikarana. So from then Panchabhutas are being invoked and cleansed the area, and then we deal with the Dasha Dishas, like 10 directions purification. If you are doing a kratu, a big ritual, if you are doing like simple, like I would say, if you are doing a Rudrabhishekam, or example I'm giving, in any puja, in any ritual, all these steps are there. Uh, all the steps are there in any so whichever agama you follow, like these are the basic things, like you will be doing the invoking the panchabhutas and doing the shuddhi of the area, and then dasha dishas also you will be doing it. And any ritual, it is na rudro rudramachayet, like, so while doing these rituals agamas, you will invoke the presiding deity whom you are worshipping into yourself.
That is so
Like,
true. Very well explained also. So let's explore for each sampradaya. Say for Shaiva sampradaya, which is the beach mantra of described in Agam Shastra, if there is any, or in all other, say Vaishnav sampradaya or a Shakti sampradaya. So I want our audience to know that what are
I,
the beach mantra of they
I,
should basically
I would refrain from doing, sharing the bija mantras, because when we are following the sampradaya and parampara, bija
yeah,
mantras are to be, you know,
given by the
given by their acharyas.
It's true. Okay, so let's explore some of the mantras. At least one mantra of each we can maybe explore. Just
Like
for
you can do simple, any nama you can do it, though it is a bija mantra, as well as you can nama sankirtana is the best thing. Like you can do, though it's panchakshari, but
Hmm.
when I am saying it, it's not the bija mantra, like diksha mantra, it won't be, because we are doing in public forum, which is
Yeah.
like for shaiva, uh, like om namah shivaya is a panchakshari.
Panchakshari,
Like
yes.
yeah, for Vaishnava, Astakshari, Om
Yeah.
Namo Narayanaya.
Or Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. That is also
Yeah,
Ashtakshari.
yeah. You can do so. Any namas, these all are very powerful namas. Like if you really want to know their details, there is a, I don't know if it is available on online. Sriman Narayana Chinnajiya Swamiji has given a beautiful talk on mantra artha, in which he in detail he explains the Astakshari, how much meaning is there in it. So which will really enlighten you in one small name, how much depth is there, how much knowledge is put in that single word, single name. Like Bhagwan's name has got so much of name, the hidden knowledge in it, like that. So Sri Matre Namaha, like for Shakteyam, like this. uh, you can just that I can tell you, like, whereas I would restrain from so from bija mantras are not
No,
to be,
yes,
we
I
have to respect the uh, certain
tradition. Of
tradition.
course.
So
Yeah.
that
Okay, so
that will happen.
let's understand
And let
that.
me continue, finish that, how it is useful for the dharmic life. What is dharmic life?
Yes, yes, yes.
What is dharmic life? I would like to ask the, dharmic life is which leads to, the purpose of life is like, we have purusharthas, four
Hmm.
purusharthas: dharma,
Right.
artha, kama, moksha. So if you are following dharma, artha, kama, mokshas, the rules that are said to be, by following these, you will be able to, you are leading a dharmic life. So you should follow the your dharma in which you are born. And by not doing, there are niyamas and yamas and niyamas for every stage, for everything. So what you should do, what you should not do, we will not get into those things, it's a long thing. Just I'm giving you the thing. So if you are, for that itself it would take hours and days, so what you should be doing, what you should not be doing, like, for in dharma area, as well as artha. So what kind of artha, the wealth, how you should acquire, and how you should not, and what you should be doing it with that. So if you do it, you must have heard from, your parents, or if not, if they are not aware of it, from your community elders, they will say this is good, this is not good, this is right, this is bad, wrong. So simple thing. So I don't want you to get into the scriptures and doing something which hurts you, as a which hurts many, you won't do it. So if all the bad people are doing good will hurt them. So if you know that, then you should not follow that. You don't take it literally. So if you have four people who are willing to do only bad things, then for them good could be hurting. So exception. So
हाँ मतलब वो सौ झूठे में सौ झूठों में एक सच्चा पिट जाता है. It is that logic. So
yeah,
sometimes you just have to excuse yourself and stay away from them.
stay away from
Yeah.
from that. So anything that is not been, prescribed in your, according to Sanatana Dharma, what should be done, what should not be done, if you are able to follow them to the best, then that is dharmic life. And in Agama Shastra, what it is, what how it helps is, today's life is very stressful for everybody, isn't it? People are not finding time to be with themselves. So the time which you get for being with yourself, even if you think you are being with God, that you are being with yourself. Either you think that you are being with yourself or you are being with God. The prayer time, that is what helps you to heal your known or unknown problems, diseases, and psychological problems, and everything. Always the hope of the God is with you makes you more stronger. Why many people are hurting others and getting into depression is because they lost hope. If they have that, if you see in Bharat, many people doesn't have all the comforts we have, and they don't have any depression. They don't know what is depression. At least until last 20 years, no, there were no psychiatric clinics going on. After IT came and workloads and stress and everything, now you will see a lot of psychiatric problems all over. In Western world, I would say many people are suffering from psychiatry problems, and the reason is because the practice of, you know, agama, or touch of agama, or touch of prayers, how they should be done, and what benefit they give, right way of doing prayer, and how to spend yourself with your, you know, knowing that God is with you, and conducting your life. That knowledge is not there for many. That is the reason many are getting it. I'm not telling only about people of Sanatan Dharma. If you see in Western world, if I say in UK, I give a lot of talks in um, faith forums, and they say the church goers have reduced, and people who are following has reduced. Because of that, lot of depression and psychiatric problems. So in today's life, if you follow Dhamma, if you follow the Agamas and learn a bit, you need not study for years. Just know how to perform the ritual, how, what are the steps in it, how to sit, how to invoke the God, how to pray, and what is the meaning of it. Just simple prayer, simple praise of Bhagavan. So I'll do the little bit of, because in the ritual of Agama, what you have, if you follow the rituals, you are having Anganyasa, Karanyasa, Japa, and Shodashopacharas, Upacharas. It's like you are treating the God as he visited you as a guest. And nowadays people doesn't even know how to treat the guest, because they lost, you know, concentrating on these rituals. Children are not seeing these rituals. If they sit and see, the Shodashopacharas is you are inviting somebody, offering water, offering water to wash his feet, and offering a glass of water for him to drink, offering cloth to wash, and then clothes you are offering, food, offering some food. All these upacharas you are doing it. So how to treat when you, and so all these important things of culture will be lost if you don't practice. And that gives you, makes the, not only God, whomever visits your home will be pleased, and that gives you a lot of benefits. I'm not telling you to do for those benefits, but that is a byproduct. When you do the ritual, the blessings and benefits are byproduct. First thing you get is ananda. That is the aim. Through bhakti, why you get immersed? Because you get ananda, immense happiness you get. That is the benefit you get.
So I got derailed because I got disturbed by my son, but I
Uh,
heard you quite clearly. Um, uh, as you clearly mentioned about the relationship between Bhakti and Agam Shastra, can you also help us to understand that what's kind of science which are there in Agam Shastra? Because I think yesterday we were discussing about that we came from a divine force, and we have not come or evolved from a monkey, right? And that is clearly stated in all across our scriptures. So let's give example of some of the things which you have observed in the scriptures.
yeah, what I would say is, we get derailed by or influenced by the Westerners when they say, suppose, when we have Dashavataras, okay? So Dashavataras, and they say, okay, suddenly, oh, this is also Darwin's Siddhanta, how it's been from a single cell to developing to, uh, Jalachara to then a dwarf, and then to. But have you ever observed in Machavatara what he did? Machavatara was taken to save the rishis, Prajapati to the next. You know, so there is completely formed intellectual people are there. They were not, there is nothing, and he took, and from that Macha only the next generation came. It didn't. So it's a complete, perfectly formed human being, highly intellectual, rishis, Prajapati, and all. Everybody is there. So from where this single cell thing concept came? In our Bhagavata, it is not said that. So Bhagavan has made Brahma, Brahma has made Saptarishis, his sons, and then Prajapatis, and then, so it came like that. So he made us perfect. So we did not come from monkeys. Okay. Yes. So you take every avatara. So, like, you take every avatara, it has got all the other divine forces are mentioned in it. It is not about that, going step by step. So I was just
first avatar of tortoise, which we say, that time the fight was already going on between huge devtas and asuras, and that is the reason that Mandrachal was kept on it, and then the Samudra Manthan was happening. So, matlab, there is no question that after that we came,
This is what happens is the influence of, we try to fall into the trap of this Western thought. So they say, here is the, evolution theory, where do you stand? So to explain this in a way to the low intelligent people to understand, we are dropping our levels down. So yeah, of course you need to make them to understand, but it doesn't mean you need to. Sometimes we give examples, isn't it? Simple, funny examples we need to give to when people can't get it. So it's fine but for ourselves at least we should know it. So it's not that. So we haven't come from there. So we are made perfectly, perfect human beings with all the knowledge and skill set given. And then you may ask me why we are suffering and why we are doing all this. So along with that, God gave us the free will. You choose what you want to do it. This is available. So now today we know all what is Agama and how much it helps. But are you going to immediately learn that and put into practice? That is your free will, isn't it? Your choice. How much you are going to take it, how much you are going to
Yes.
practice.
Concept of free will is explained even in the Western, so-called Western,
Thought process.
researchers and authors. They have said, but we don't understand in the context of our the way we have explained that God has created us and He left us on this earth to perform and find the way back to Him. So human body is that perfect form from where there is a possibility of getting to that next level of divinity and getting rid of the cycle of life and death. But I don't think other animals have got that capacity. But in Puranas we have example of Gajendra Moksha,
Yeah.
right? So I think that one, some of such examples are there where even the animal got moksha directly from Narayan. So I think if we see those kind of examples, I really wonder why we have called ourselves so, what do you call, lower in our capacity and compared with animals, by the scientists, because I just don't understand. So now give us one more example of science, the modern science, which we can break that particular say theory with the help of Agam. Any theory apart from this?
Basically, when it comes to, there are several sciences connected to Agama Shastra, like the geometry, all the shapes part of it, and then you have all the Vedangas together practiced in Agama. All the Vedangas, if you like Jyotish Shastra and Natya Shastra and like classical music and Shilpa Shastra. So if I don't mention about what really many of the people think that Agama is only prescribing how the temples to be built and that only. So architectural science, architecture side and those things only. But it is inclusive of all. So it tells about what forms will attract the divine force. Like a circle is Akasha, like a upward triangle is for Agni, downward triangle is for Jala. So like this, these all are, if you study in Shakteya, the among the Agamas, very difficult and tough to understand and practice also is Shakteya, because lot of depth and very lot of restrictions are there. Ease is not there in Shakteya. That's why many people don't follow Shaktayam. Very few will be there who will be able to perform and practice properly. Then bit easy is Shaivam. Then Vaishnava is very easy. He is very Sulabha. Vishnu Bhagavan is very Sulabha. He is Krishna, and so bit easy. In that we have like a lot of I'm not talking about so this topic is integrated so it's easy uh, for practice as well as getting the benefit of it. So the Agama Shastra, it's a like a hub of all these sciences, many sciences. It covers how a temple should be built and in which direction, considering all the the forces of like we have all the forces, natural forces and directions and everything. So we have all of them, considering it how it should be built, how many prakaras should be there, how many avarnas should be there. In Agama Shastra, there are beras, pancha beras when it comes to the main deity. So each bera, what it should be done. Like the main deity is there, then Snapana Veram and Shayana Veram, like Dhruva. So different for main deity, there will be, the deities which will be in different sizes, which will be taken for, during Uchavas outside. So because God, if the beautiful reason why the God is taken on procession outside in the temple, because for those who cannot enter into the temple, aged, who cannot move, disabled, so they used to be in the foyer of the house. Olden people used to be kept in the foyer of the house. When the God is taken procession from their place, they used to take darshan. So to bless them, God comes out for a procession. So the considering all these things, and the beauty of even in olden days, the temple is the hub from where the entire praja is being looked after. So even the priest is known as Purohita, Purashya Hitakari. So in every temple in olden days, they used to have the Raja Vaidya and Raja Purohita. They used to, I'm talking about tradition, good old tradition. So when the kings were there, so they used to decide, now we are doing vaccination. So that used to, this system used to be there in all the temples. When they give the Charanamrit, they mix some herbs. So it used to be a practice. Everybody, every day morning, they go to the temple, take the Charanamrit, and then go for their works. That is a practice traditionally. So during the seasons, when the seasons change, they used to change this combination of herbs. So they don't know what is happening. They think this is Bhagavan Prasadam and taking Charanamrit. And they are given a medicine which will prevent them falling ill. So such a wonderful system we had. So which never been revealed to the next generations, properly explained. This is what happens. Even now, that is how when you go to the regularly, if you go to a old tradition followed temples, they do change these, mixing herbs based on the season. So they will differ taste, like tulsi and clove, ilaichi, and they mix several herbs and make powder and mix in the charanamrit. And then that is being offered to all the devotees. So it used to be the hub. From there only they learned, seeing all the sculpture on the temple, all the knowledge, like you say, the all the engineering marvels what they have done, like vimanas, and then the what weapons they used, all things are there on this sculpture. And never even people will be saying why there is uh, Kama Sutra related pictures on the temples, because elders never need to tell them that they see those pictures as nothing, as a special attraction from the childhood. When they grow younger, they realize it, this is what is the nature process, and never elders need to explain that to them. So it's a kind of educating, but people will think, oh, this is not good, but there was a purpose. So all these sciences together, educating happens in temple.
That is
Positive.
so. Yes, I have been to this Belur's temple, Belur in Karnataka, right? That
Yes.
Belur, yeah, I think it was Belur, where I've seen, uh, this kind of art, and I was really surprised. But today, I think you have well explained that how our previous generation had made it so natural. Today, pornography is the biggest reason of all the crimes against women,
Yeah.
and because they are not given in the right context, and the knowledge is not passed on properly, and because there is no education in the schools also, we are suffering a lot. So I think this is a very good example you have stated, to our audience. uh, Now I think we are almost close to our time, but there are a couple of points which you still wanted to share, which we discussed yesterday. So please share that, and then we'll end.
I think uh,
I think
we,
one more thing, we one more example we were talking about of today's life, that how they should practice and why they should practice certain things, like especially temple visit. Today's generation doesn't believe in going to the temple. So I think we discussed one more thing, that why it is so benefited to go to the temple for the new generation, the youngsters, or the modern, so-called modern
so
generation.
the people think because they don't understand how scientific is the process of the temple building and the invocation of the divinity there, and bringing that form and standing in front of you. So if you go to a Balaji temple, Balaji is standing in front of you, Krishna is standing in front of you, he is listening to you. So if you don't that have that understanding, then you don't think it's important when you go there. If you are looking, so don't blame people. People are talking, and sometimes people go to the temple and will be doing all the social interactions, but it is they don't get any benefit by doing it. So if you don't really right way of prayer is, you lose yourself and be one with the God. So any prayer in any system, whether in all the Agamas, it is said you need to lose yourself.
That
And
is true.
so whether you are doing at home or going to the temple, it is a blessing if you could go to the temple every day. If you can't go, you have your own altar, which at home, and just for few minutes, you need not spend hours. I don't. So of course, when you are doing special vratas and rituals, do the hours. Otherwise, God is not asking you to do it for Himself. So don't be in that, thinking. So it is for your benefit. If you could keep yourself, composed without any disturbance, and just put yourself at the feet of Lord
Hmm.
and experience. Once you get that experience, I will tell you. I need not tell you the second time.
That is true, very true. Okay, there is one question somebody has asked. I think you
Yes.
mentioned a book initially. So please mention that book again, because that maybe that person could not write. So that message is there on the page. Which book did you mention? About the book which you have written, right? On
The
Agam
book,
Shastra.
yeah, Acharya's Feast for Your Soul is the book which I have. Of course, it's out of print. I printed only 1,000 books, and they are all been distributed. I didn't do the reprint. I'm planning to do it like ebook, so that I can just do the share with the people. It's in process. Soon it will be done. When it's done, it will be available. And like if he is talking about the like Bhagavad Aradhana Vidhi, Pancharatra Agama, which I showed, Mantra Siddhanta Anusari. So I don't know if he's, but
I think
it's
initially this is the book which you mentioned, right? So that is what he is asking about. I think so.
so there are many books like for when it comes to the Vaikanasa Aradhana. So there is Vaikanasa Tilakam, and there is for Sri Chakra Puja Vidhi. If you take so there are many books, but they may be available in different lipi, but inside it all the kriya and everything will be in Sanskrit in their own, not in regional language. So it is completely in Sanskrit might be written in regional language it is. So, or
Okay.
either it will be available in Sanskrit. That's
Okay, fine. So thank you, Pravinji. It was a wonderful session. I hope our audience has got a glimpse of Agam Shastra and the importance, the relevance in today's time, and also your comment about various myth science about science, the modern science. Are bursted here. So I hope people have got this message that how we see human lives and the universe and the science and the lives and the way what the way we relate to people and our rituals, all these things are well explained quite in details, every possible thing. If there is a yagna vedi, so the shapes of the yagna, the altar, the way it is kept, where it is kept, in which position, and also the architectural logic, because there is a logic of keeping door in the east west, all the everything is very well explained in our scriptures. So those who think that our scriptures cannot give answers to modern problems, it is not true. With this session, I want to tell our audience that whatever question you have, you can find the answers. And after all, it is all about implementing in your lives. Like personally, I have implemented so many things living the modern lifestyle. Like I'm doing this session in front of a computer using all the modern technologies and still following the principles of our dharma in my personal lives, in my kitchen, in my drawing room, in my bedroom, in my personal life, wherever possible. So that is what is all about, because obviously we were not dressing, we don't dress like previous generations, we don't do a lot of professions like previous generations, but we still follow the same principles of in relationships, in with our parents, in our food, the way we see the universe. So all those things are well explained in our scriptures, and Praveenji has given us some more ideas about Agam Shastra and how we have to kind of practice them in our practical everyday life. So thank you, Praveenji, thank you so much for this
uh,
session. Even I learned a lot from you today. I hope our audience will also appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
Namaste.
Dhanyawad. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you.